He showed up at the International Conference on Kratom at the University of Florida in February. First time I'd seen him in the Kratom space. And then he shows up at our congressional briefing. And just to give you one example, just one, of the conduct that he engages in, he gets up and talks to Dr. Rahul Gupta, the former director of the Office of National Drug Control Policy, and they're having a conversation, and I'm just a fly on the wall listening, and he's arguing with Dr. Gupta, saying that Kratom is an opioid. And so I stepped in and I said, Andrew, there's no way you can justify that. There's no science that says that. And he looks at me and he says, Mac, he said, I could line up 100 experts, 100, and every single one of them would say that Kratom is an opioid. And he said, don't you know that former FDA Commissioner, Scott Gottlieb, called it an opioid? I said, yeah, I do know that. I said, hang on one second. And I asked Jack Henningfield, who was about 10 feet away, he was in another conversation. I said, Jack, pardon the interruption, I would like you to answer this question Andrew has. Is Kratom an opioid? Now, I don't know who the 100 experts are, but here the preeminent scientist in this area of researching Kratom certainly would be one of those 100 experts, right? Of the top researchers in the world.
You would think.
You would think. And Jack Henningfield said, no, it's not. It's not legally. It's not by plant biology. And it's not by chemistry. It is not an opioid. And Kolodny goes, well, he hangs his head and he starts yammering. He was
backpack
wrong.
on.
He is wrong. And this is fascinating to see him thrash around.